Hello! I was recently asked, how many frames do you take on a shoot? And I misunderstood the question, sorry. I thought they were asking how many images do I come up with at the end of a day, which we'll do a video on anyway, but they wanted to know how many frames I took. And I was like, that's a weird question. And then I was like, well, why does it matter? But then I started thinking back to when I was starting out and I was like, oh, I took 400 frames on that shoot. Is that too many? And I'm going to answer this in two ways. And one is I'm going to tell you how many frames I took at the end. But firstly, it doesn't matter. If you want to take 10,000 frames a day, that's your prerogative. If that's how you work, do it. You're going to have to cut those down to let the client choose from, but if that's how you shoot at 10 frames a second non-stop all day, that's fine. If you only take 3 frames in a day, that's fine. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong here. It is your personal way of working. Nobody's going to judge you. I know a photographer who takes at least 3,000 to 4,000 frames on a still life set, and I know another photographer who takes maybe 50. Now, for me personally, mine ranges quite a bit. So I went through and looked at my Capture One sessions over the last few years, and they range, and this is for only for full 8-hour day shooting. I didn't do any like weird longer or shorter ones. The least amount of frames I took in a day was 157, and the most I took was 5,700. That was focus stacking. Now, I worked out an average and it gave a big misrepresentation as to what was actually going on. So what I went back and did was worked out roughly what the median was. On most days, I take 400 frames on a shoot. And a lot of that is going, take a frame, have a look, right, move it to the left, take a frame, have a look, move it to the right. It's starting to get lower since we've been using much more live view on like wireless monitors and stuff. But generally speaking, that's what I would do. I often take lots of frames to see how things look in different positions because live view doesn't give you a true representation of the lighting. So we'll take a frame, move it to the left, take another frame, because that's when you get a true feeling as to what it actually will look like in post. It also applies the color grade to it and things like that. So it gives you a much better representation than the live view and Capture One. So we take a lot of frames. Anything with movement in, like each time we do one like drop of something, we'll fire off 30 frames. You know, anything like that, anything focus stacking might be 100 frames, 50 frames for the focus stack, whatever it is. But that's how many frames I take, around 400-ish a day, which is a reasonable amount. You know, thankfully we don't shoot every day, otherwise we'd be burning through cameras like there's no tomorrow, but it's also not a huge amount. But I know you guys find this stuff of interesting, so that's what I do, that's how many I take. Do I worry about it? No. Did I? Yes. And I think I forgot when I got the question, I was like, what a stupid question. Like, why does it matter? And then I remembered back when I was uncertain and unsure as to whether people coming in were like, gosh, they took that many photos. This person only took 20. Like, but no one cares. Everyone has their own method, okay? So don't worry. I do about 400 in a day. That's how I work. I'm probably quite high on the frames per day for what I do. Some people might only take 10 frames of each thing, but spend ages looking through the viewfinder. I don't like doing that. I like to see it on the screen nice and big with the color grade applied. But that's me. That's how I like it. Anyway, let me know below what you do. I'd like to know. Let's get a big sample of like how many frames we take a day on a shoot. That'd be really interesting. Anyway, if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments below. I read all of the comments. So do let me know. Even if I don't respond, I have read it. It's just I don't always get time to respond to everything. And I will make a video on it. See you all soon. Bye-bye.